I'm Laura Trump, coming to you from Studio 45 at Trump Tower in New York City. As the impeachment trial grinds on, the House managers and the president's defense team have both proven what a con job it was all along. Joining me is a member of the president's impeachment defense team and the ranking member of the House Oversight Committee, Congressman Jim Jordan. Jim, you are amazing. Everything that you say out there just disputes everything that the Democrats try to prove about this president. You're awesome. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Laura. Thanks for having me. And it's always a pleasure to defend the president because the truth is on his side, and it certainly is in this whole impeachment sham that the Democrats have put the country through now the last 4 months. You
got that right. Now, the country had to suffer through 21 hours of opening arguments on the Democrat side. How did the Democrats actually prove, Jim, that the impeachment was a fraud all along? Because that's actually what we saw happen.
Yeah, 21 hours of talking doesn't change the truth. I mean, Adam Schiff can talk as long as he wants, but we've said all along that the president's case is so strong on constitutional grounds, so strong on legal grounds, but most importantly, it's so strong on the facts. And we started saying this last fall when this whole thing got started. 4 facts will never change, have not changed, are never, ever, ever going to change, no matter what Adam Schiff says, no matter what the Democrats say. We have the transcript, shows no quid pro quo. We have the 2 individuals on the call, President Trump, President Zelensky, who have both repeatedly said that there was no pressure, no pushing, no linkage of any type of investigation announcement to the release of the security assistance dollars. The Ukrainians didn't even know at the time of the call that aid was on hold or had been paused. And most importantly, Laura, the Ukrainians took no action. They never started an investigation. They never promised to start an investigation. They never announced they were thinking about starting an investigation, and they got the money before the fiscal year ended. So those facts are never going to change. Adam Schiff can say all he wants, but the American people understand that this case is so strong for the president.
I also think, Jim, that the American people understand that this really ultimately did not have anything to do with a phone call with Ukraine on July 25th. It had everything to do with the results of the election on November 8th, 2016. And what the Democrats know is coming down the chute for them as we head towards November of 2020.
Right.
They never thought Donald Trump would win. They hate that he's in the White House because he's showing them for what they truly are and how disgraceful they are sometimes when it comes to running this country. And they know that none of their candidates can beat Donald Trump this November. So don't you think the American people at this point have caught on to this sham and this charade?
Yeah, they sure have. And you're exactly right. I've said it this way, when you drain the swamp fights back. And the truth is, the swamp started fighting back even before he was elected president.
Right.
Impeachment, you're so right. Impeachment didn't start with a phone call this past July between President Trump and President Zelensky. Impeachment started 4 Julys ago, frankly, July of 2016, when the FBI opened an investigation and spied on 4 people associated with President Trump's campaign. That's when this started. When they went to the secret court, when they went to the FISA court, and as Mr. Horowitz told us last month in his report, lied to the FISA court 17 times, that's when this impeachment process really started. They've been after this president since before he was elected. It continued after the election. It continued after the inauguration, all the way up to this Ukraine thing. And again, I think you're exactly right. The American people understand it for what it is. The swamp is fighting back because they don't like the fact that President Donald Trump is doing exactly what he told the voters he was going to do and what they elected him to do.
Yeah, they don't fight back against a loser. They fight back against a winner. They see what this president is able to do for this country. But the president has had very high praise for his defense team's performance. Tell me, Jim, how have they been persuasive in arguing against both articles of impeachment? Because that's what the Democrats are trying to say. There are 2 articles of impeachment. How has the defense team argued back against that?
No, great question. And I think they approached it on all 3 areas. They approached it from a constitutional perspective, they approached it from a legal perspective, and they approached it on the facts. And all 3 of those arguments are so strong for the president. And this defense team under Pat Cipollone's leadership, Jay Sekulows' leadership, did a great job. Dershowitz talked about the constitutional case for why this is not even close to any type of impeachable offense. Even if you assume the Democrats, what they said is got some truth to it, which I don't think it does because the facts are on the president's side. But each of those 3 areas, they proved their case in a very strong way. Constitutionally, think about this. One of the articles is obstruction of Congress. my colleague John Ratcliffe, I think, said it best. Obstruction of Congress is what the founders called separation of powers. So the American people understand clearly that this is such a strong case for the lack of due process. Oh, this was a great argument.
Egregious,
What Adam Schiff and the Democrats did in the House. I mean, there's been all this talk about witnesses. Understand the witness count. It's 17-0. The Democrats got 17 witnesses, their witnesses. Adam Schiff subpoenaed all. We had no subpoena power in the House. The president wasn't allowed to be there for the depositions of Adam Schiff's subpoenaed witnesses. He wasn't allowed to cross-examine. His legal team wasn't allowed to cross-examine these witnesses. So the lack of due process was such a strong argument as well. And I felt that the president's team, our team, did a great job of presenting all those issues. And they did it in less than half the time of Adam Schiff and the House managers.
The really important thing, though, here is what we are going to see happen in November. We really have the White House and the House majority on the line as we approach Election Day. How should American voters judge the Democrats in light of this impeachment nonsense?
The American people understand that we can't trust what these folks say. More importantly, the record of the president. Taxes cut, regulations reduced, economy growing at an unbelievable pace, lowest unemployment in 50 years, Gorsuch and Kavanaugh both on the court, out of the Iran deal, embassy in Jerusalem, hostages home from North Korea, Soleimani, al-Baghdadi eliminated, new USMCA, new NAFTA agreement, and a whole bunch of other things I can't remember right now. That is the record that we can take to the American people. This president doing what he's, the border wall going up, and again, a host of other things. Talk about that record and then talk about the misinformation, the misstatements, and the lies that came from the Democrats. That's the contrast the American people are going to see, and that's why the president's going to win. And I think he's going to win big. And if he wins big, you're exactly right. We can take back the House of Representatives.
Well, that is the plan. That's why we're not resting for a single day until November 4th, 2020, because you play every second of the game, Jim,
that's right,
like you're behind, and that's what we're going to do, even though we can see how much great stuff this president has done for this country. In fact, there were so many great things, we forgot about all of them. We couldn't keep up with them at the campaign, so we made a website called promiseskept.com so that we could keep up with it. Jim, you really are incredible. You're such a patriot. We appreciate so much everything that you do to fight for this country and back this president every single day. You're one of the good guys, and we appreciate you giving us some time today.
We appreciate what you do. Keep it up. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Now that the Democrats have gotten their wish with impeachment, the American people will get their wish of 4 more years of Donald Trump. That's the real news for today. If you'd like to get involved with Team Trump, go to DonaldJTrump.com or text Trump to 88022 today and become part of our winning team in 2020. I'm Laura Trump from Studio 45 at Trump Tower in New York City. Thanks for joining us, everybody.